John Raspanti with MaxBoxing.com and Seconds Out. I'm here with film director Ryan Coogler, whose new film Creed opens on November 25th all over the world, all over the United States. I saw the film a couple of weeks ago, Ryan. I was really impressed, so I just want to ask you a few questions about the making of the movie, how you got involved. And the first question I have to ask, which you've been asked a million times, I'm sure already, how did this idea for this movie, where did it come from? Where did it originate from?
I would say that it originated with my relationship with my father. You know, he was a Rocky fan, so I became one through spending time with him and watching the movies to get motivated for whatever situations I had coming up. Man, like I played football, so it was Pop Warner games, and then eventually high school games. We would watch the movies before those contests, man. And I grew to love them. They came to represent, my relationship with my father. And when I was finishing up film school, my dad got sick, and going through that inspired me to make this film. So it's kind of something that I made for him,
So very personal.
Absolutely.
Very personal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fathers and sons bond a lot during these movies. I mean, because the Rocky movies are so inspirational.
Yeah.
Is that what you really like? Was the inspirational type theme of these movies, the underdog and all that?
I just like them. I just like them as movies, man. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much. And for my dad, it's inspirational. You know what I mean? For me,
Sure.
Those movies never got me like just fired up to the point of wanting to go like work out or go win my game. But I love how they took me on these emotional journeys though, man. I'll just be wrapped up in them. And I like seeing the effect they had on my dad. You know what I mean? He'll get so worked up.
Yeah.
It was like pushing the magic button for him. To this day, you could play certain parts of those movies, and he just locks in, man, and gets pumped.
Well, that does happen. People in the theater used to do that. I'm quite a bit older than you, so I saw the movies live in the theater. The first Rocky, people are cheering.
People went nuts.
They're like, my God,
Yeah,
this is a movie, and everybody just gets so into it. So you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, it's exciting. Man, I hope this one has that kind of effect on folks, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you that when I saw it in San Francisco, it got me a little weepy because you seem to capture that emotion. And that was what I wanted to ask you about also was, I want to tell the people this. You burst on the scene basically with Fruitvale Station a few years ago. Very personal film also.
Absolutely.
And then you went to this film, which is also very personal with your father.
Right. Some ways more personal.
Some ways more personal because of the illness that he was fighting, right? And did you incorporate that into Creed here with your father's?
Yeah, it's not the same illness, but the same concept though. Yeah, absolutely.
I see.
Absolutely.
And we tell a little bit. Adonis Creed is the son of Apollo Creed, and he's fighting the whole legacy thing and everything.
Yeah,
and
he's fighting a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot. He's fighting a lot. Yeah. A lot of shadows and pressure and all this stuff. And I loved how they called him Hollywood in your movie. I thought that was really great. Yeah.
He inherited a nickname.
Yeah, that was great that you guys came up with that. And then also that he called Rocky Unc. I thought that was great. Now, where did that come from? Were you?
Well, I mean, it was really. It's one of those things, man, in the neighborhood that how the young relates to the old. And the movie plays with that motif. Quite a bit. And where I'm from, man, we give, older men a certain level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll call them OG or we'll call them, pops. You know what I mean?
Sure.
These kind of nicknames that you give them, and it's really kind of like almost militaristic. You know what I'm saying? Like in the boxing world, they call older fighters champ.
Right.
And so for Adonis in his mind, because Apollo didn't have any brothers, you know what I mean? Like Rocky's kind of was his brother in arms in many ways. So in Adonis's mind, Rocky's kind of like his uncle. If he and his father were like brothers, he's gonna call him uncle.
You know what I was really impressed too, Ryan, is the acting between Michael B. and Sly Stallone. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people have been really hard on Sylvester Stallone his whole career, but I would imagine you probably agree with me. He plays this part so well.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah,
he's a great actor, man. It's interesting with Sly, man, because he's known for so many different things, and he's also got a great business mind. You know what I mean? So him becoming, a a guy who's known for these action franchises, you know what I mean, was really circumstance. You know what I mean? That was what worked for him. You know what I mean? And that was and he's very interested in giving the audience, you know what I mean, what they want. That being said, man, he's an incredible actor. You know, he's incredibly versatile.
Yes.
And emotionally dexterous. You know, in his age, you know, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody with a better work ethic. You know what I mean? I think it's impossible. You know what I mean? Like he worked just as hard as Mike. You know what I mean? We would do scenes. You know, there's a scene when he has to fall. You know, he would literally throw himself to the ground for the role. You know, he's so method and he's got so much experience and technique that you know, it was a gift, man. You know, it was literally a gift of a performance.
It was.
You know?
It was. Now, as far as he goes, how did you manage to convince him? Because he made Rocky Balboa, I think, in 2006, and he pretty much figured that was it.
Yeah.
How did you convince him? Hey, I got this.
Just talking to him, man, and the support of folks around him. You know what I mean? He has a very tight circle, but he respects everybody in it. You know what I mean? That includes his wife, you know, his business partner at the time, who was a producer on the film. His agent, Adam Bennett, you know, the people who are around him, he respects him. And Sly is a thinker, man. Like he's constantly bouncing ideas off of people. You know what I mean? So I was fortunate enough to have a chance to talk to the people around him, you know, as well as him. So even when I wasn't talking to them, they were kind of leaning on him because they kind of bought into the idea of this movie, you know. And you know, and eventually I think it was his wife that kind of tipped the scale.
Oh.
You know, yeah. But I mean, you know, and it's interesting because Sly is you know, this franchise is personal to him. He doesn't need the money. You know what I mean? He got plenty of other things to do that make him happy. You know, she got a beautiful family. Sure. 3 beautiful daughters, wonderful wife, great home, and he got this career that he could kind of sit on. You know what I'm saying? So it was so you know what he has inside of him though is he's an artist, man. He's gonna be that till he passes away. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be that forever. You know, and the thing about that is that once you tap into that with him, you know, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? He and the story became something that he took on. This role in this film became something that became important to him. And then once we were on the same page there, man, it was like a rocket ship, man. This movie was just going. You know what I mean? That's
great. I want to ask you about the boxing scenes because I was reading that, you know, you were a football player and you had a scholarship. We were just talking about 2 places, and you were a wide receiver, and you were pretty good. I mean, did you think about the NFL or anything like that?
Sure, man. Yeah, that was the game plan, man. It wasn't in the cards for me. You know what I mean? Maybe if I was a little taller, a little better, you know.
It's usually part of it, yeah.
But no, I mean, it was one of those things, man. You know, the first time I told my dad that I was gonna go to film school and not continue to play football, he was heartbroken. You know, he was really upset. He didn't want me to do it. You know, I thought that was gonna be what I was, but there's a short-sightedness that comes with playing sports, man. Like, you know, for so long, man, and the shelf life on a career in athletics is much more compressed than a career in other things. You know, so I kind of thought about this idea that, you know, you playing football, if you're fortunate enough to keep playing professionally, man, by the time you're 30, you know what I mean, you consider a veteran. You know what I mean? I was very interested in getting into a space where, you know, that was flipped. You know what I mean? If you tell somebody you're a 30-year-old filmmaker, they're like, "Oh, you a baby." You know,
right. Yeah.
You got so much more time to grow, so much more time to learn more about the craft and continue to stretch. You can do it until you're in the winter of your life. You know what I'm saying? So that was what kind of attracted me to switching careers.
Yeah, real quick, how did you manage to do that? I mean, that is a dream for a lot of people to become a filmmaker, director. 30 years old, 29 years old.
29.
Yeah.
I went to school for it, man. Like soon as you know, my last season of football at Sac State, I applied to graduate school at USC, and I was fortunate enough to get accepted. So I kind of had to make my mind up right then and there. You know, I put the pressure on myself to you know, either I'm gonna do this, you know what I mean, or I'm not. And I chose to drive down to LA, man, find a place to live and go to film school.
I see. And I only got 2 more questions. Now, the look of the film, it looks very much like the first Rocky. Now, did you figure that out with a cinematographer? Did you know that's what you were shooting for?
Yeah,
Or?
I mean, the first Rocky is like an indie. You know what I mean? They had like a.
It is.
Yeah, they had like I think $1 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
They're running around
Shot it real fast.
permits, you know what I'm saying? They shot with like technology that was brand new to Steadicam. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, so I you know, they shot on film obviously because that's all they had. You know, all they had back then. But you know, that aesthetic is something that we embraced. You know, we want the movie to feel very intimate.
And it does.
We wanted there to be a texture there. You know, that feels personal. You know, in the photography, we embraced the use of handheld and Steadicam, and you know, we made very hard decisions off these things. You know, we wanted it to feel warm and intimate and real. You know, we wanted to feel like you're just following these guys around. You know.
You achieved it.
Oh, right on.
Last question. Now, there's been rumors, I think these are rumors, that there will be more Creed movies. Is that true, or is that just rumor?
I can't speak to that.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I
You know
thought
what
you
mean?
might say that. Yeah,
I can't. Like I'm very much, you know, still doing the work on this, you know, day in, day out, man. And I learned from football, you know, playing wide receiver. All the passes that I dropped were the ones that I tried to take off before I made sure that I had it. You know what I mean? That's the surest way to drop a pass is to try to run before you secure the catch. You know, right now, man, the film comes out in a few days. Still a lot of work to do there, and I'm just focused on that.
And you go from there.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's it. Hey, congratulations on the
you.
movie. It is very good. You should be very proud of it.
Thank you so much.
And I'm hope it's a great success for you. And you did a wonderful job, Brian.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking with you.
All right, take care.